Good morning, everyone. We are week 12 of off-season, and we're in the kitchen. It's morning, and people have asked for me to do a day of eating so far in the off-season. Not terribly high in food just yet, but we'll go through the day, and I will lay out all my full meal plan. Woke up today, it was 243, so body weight has been moving up. We can see the visuals somewhere, probably around here, of posing still looking very, very lean, which is still surprising. So kind of update you along the way. Last night, sleep wasn't all that great because, who is it? This guy. It's actually our little one, our oldest one, Storm. She was like, just like looking full-blown pregnant last night and ended up pooping a lot. And so he hates to be alone, so we left her in the garage, and he was whining to go out there too. He was like joined at my hip at all times, so not the best sleep last night. Renee had the brunt of it though, but either way, still feeling pretty good alert. So it's going to be a pull session today. I'm prepping my meal here. It's also, once I sit down, actually walk you through and show you waffles and all the goodness that I'm about to have. This will actually be my pre-workout meal too. All right, so first course. I say first course because I eat more of my savory kind of foods first, and then I go back and I grab my waffles and I eat those. So first thing is my eggs. So it's 300 grams of egg white, 140 grams of white jasmine rice, 50 grams of spinach, and 50 grams of asparagus. And so it's just all mixed in there. And topping it is Melinda's black truffle hot sauce. Stuff is killer good. And you know you're fancy when you have black truffle in your breakfast. Then also doing one Killer Dave's bagel. And I usually use that as my topper, or my eggs are my topper for my bagel. I do like a solid meal before I go train because I'll eat this. Take me about 30 minutes or so just to get other stuff together for the gym and get the house where it needs to be before I leave. And then it's like a 30-minute drive to the gym. Then I have like a little bit of a warm-up thing I do. So we're looking at a little over an hour after this meal before I actually train. And digestion-wise, I could eat this and go smash on legs and be completely fine. So I prefer the bigger meal before I train. This is definitely my largest meal of the day. So I'll eat this. I'll get my waffles and I'll show you what my waffles are all made up of, and list out macros and things afterwards. Okay, sitting down for my last course of breakfast, my waffles. And for those who are like, John, how do you make these waffles? I got you covered. We shot a video just on how to make the waffles, so check that out. This entire meal, well, just for this part of the waffle piece, is 100 grams of oats, some baking powder in them, 20 grams of, I use Animal Way cinnamon bun, 75 grams of blueberries, and 2 packets of stevia, 30 grams of pumpkin, and just a little bit of egg white to bind it all together. And that makes my waffles. So, I mean, yeah, you can eat enjoyable stuff in the off season, stuff that I've eaten every single day. And, you know, people might give you shit if you're not eating only 3 foods per meal and not having a lot of variety. But I think the off season, for one, is where you should be able to enjoy your food every day, feel like you're not even on a diet. But also the variety brings more micronutrients and fills in those nutrient gaps that you probably would have only eating the chicken rice or beef or rice diet. So anyway, this meal for me, it's 1,100 calories, 75 grams of protein, 168 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of fat. So like I said, it is one of my bigger meals. I do 5 meals a day, so that's why these meals are a little bit larger than if you were, say, to do 6 meals. So I'm ready to put down these waffles. All right, finished up training and just in the truck now, going to be driving home. One thing I didn't show you was my intra workout. I have been doing coconut water and animal juiced aminos, so my training session, it's about 2 hours long. And so I'll have 30 grams of carbohydrate from coconut water. And also I'll do like almost a full scoop of aminos at the beginning, then another scoop in the middle. With also like my creatine and things, it probably comes out to be about 30 grams of total aminos during training. So this is why I also do 5 meals per day, because that training window is pretty large. And so to get in 6 meals, it always ends up one meal is really close to the next one, and it just sits better, digests better, just doing a little bit larger meals and having those a little bit more spread out. And well, if we want to look at like protein dosing and different amounts, it really doesn't really matter as long as it's not going too low in frequency, which 5 meals per day is even plenty adequate from a frequency dosing standpoint. So that's in place. Post workout, one thing I was having in prep was oats posts, and I really like oats. It's just a preference thing. So I haven't raised up the oat amount because I don't want more fiber, and also like food volume's getting higher. So what I started adding in, which some people might think is really weird, is I just dump some white rice into my cooked oats and have those as to drive up my carbohydrate amount. And then, so I do 280 grams of white rice mixed into my 60 grams of oats. That also have some more whey mixed in too. Still rocking the cinnamon bun post-workout, animal cinnamon bun, 65 grams of whey, which that comes out to 812 calories, 63 grams of protein, 125 grams of carbs, and 7 grams of fat off that meal. So have a meal. That's my post-workout. Session went great today. Was feeling the sleepies just a little bit from last night, but either way, just taking logbook progressions across everything. The connection has been phenomenal in training. It's actually some of the best training I have strung together in, I feel like, a long time. And to really be hitting some peak numbers, I feel like it will be just on the road to being at my biggest and my best, which is, it's just really exciting. So my thing is just don't do anything stupid, John, like, because in the gym you're feeling good, and I love moving weight, so I have to be really intentional and make sure I just don't get it into some like reoccurring injury stuff, or just injured in general. So right now everything feels great on me. I don't have anything nagging, which is usually something. So just everything's in a phenomenal spot. But anyway, get home and we'll get our next meal in. Okay, so back at home, this will be meal 3 that I put in, and getting more to my typical bodybuilder meal. So it's my 180 grams of chicken, 280 grams of rice, 70 grams of pineapple, and I do 100 grams of a mixed stir-fry mix. So it has carrots and broccoli, snow peas. I even add a little bit of spinach as well into that, and totals up 670 calories, 66 grams of protein, 90 grams of carbs, and 4.5 grams of fat. So relatively, my diet still stays overall pretty low in fat. I'll keep pushing up carbohydrate until the volume I'm starting to notice is less tolerable, just from a GI kind of distension standpoint. Then I'll start bringing some fats in, making the meals more calorie dense. Coming off my deload week was really successful. Basically, I just like putting in some extra rest days and having my push and pull sessions just turn into one upper body day. So the volume per muscle group is a little lower, and just stay away from failure, but just quickly freshen me up, follow my non-training day diet on those days. And it was also Christmas, so we had like some untracked food within that, but goal is just to maintain body weight across those days, and that's what was done. So I really haven't adjusted my diet since my initial week of pushing up PEDs. There was like a 50-gram carb addition, and since then, just training, nutrition, and the PEDs have been like continued driving body weight up and making progress happen. So haven't made any adjustments there. Still doing cardio 4 sessions a week. Post training, doing my HIIT sessions, which is like, I know some people are like, do you think this impedes like muscle gain doing HIIT after you work out? I really don't, especially since if you think about it, it's like 3 sets of like a hard minute on my legs and then 2 sets on my upper body, sometimes 3 sets upper body, because I'll do like 3 sets for a minute on a spin bike and then I have 2 sets of battle rope. So man, like the overall like localized stress is so minimal and it takes me like 10 to 12 minutes to do, and I can be time efficient, and also we've talked about this before, like the benefits. I won't just keep blabbing on about it, but anyway, it worked very, very well this far. As a whole, it's just been some of my most productive off-season time. So get this meal in and keep on eating for the day. All right, on to meal 4 for the evening, which it's another favorite meal of mine, which I've done this salad for, I can't even tell you now, it's for sure over 2 years. Like meal 4 is always my big bowl of salad. So I get plenty of veggies in the off season. This salad is 200 grams of romaine lettuce. I don't weigh out my onions and tomatoes in the off season, but the lettuce we do. So it's roughly like probably 50 grams of that combo. And then sometimes we'll add in some extra veggies, which I honestly won't count sometimes. We've been doing some Brussels sprouts or even carrots in the air fryer and just like throwing those in extra. Again, like as long as like there's no bloating issues and it's not limiting me from getting in my extra like carbohydrates and fats that contribute to calories, I'm okay to do a few extra veggies every now and then. And then in the salad also will be 170 grams of chicken. And for dressing, I use salt, pepper, a little bit of stevia, and typically use Jihu's Polynesian sauce, which, man, that stuff is on the money for like a salad dressing. And then sometimes we'll put just a little bit of yogurt in too for some extra creaminess. I'll also still do my Extreme Wellness fiber wrap. I just really like them. And so I've just left it in for a while now, even though, and it's not like too much fiber either. So my fiber intake has been set for a while, and so there's just no additional stuff going in. So like what I mentioned earlier for my post-workout meal, like any other carbs that I bring in, it's either like something fruit related or like a rice base that's going to be easily digested. So these fruits and veggies and fiber just stay static. Also, I'll eat my salad and my wrap and stuff first. Then I come back and we'll have I'll do 4 rice cakes, just plain rice cakes with this, it's like just peanut butter powder with some water mixed in. And it makes like, it'll like double the peanut butter volume you normally would have if you don't get a lot of fats in your diet. So this would normally probably be like 30 grams of peanut butter, that volume size. But the macros on this stuff is like I use 20 grams of this powder and it's 11 grams of protein, 3 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat. So I can get like a lot to put on my rice cakes, and it's just something, again, man, it's the off season. I enjoy it. Put a little stevia on top. It's kind of like my dessert after my salad. And I also have 100 grams of strawberries with this meal too. So this meal, it takes a little bit of time to eat, but it's also the time that Renee and I chill on the couch and we watch a show. So it's just a fun meal and time with her. Right now we're watching Arcane, which is based on League of Legends. It's a video game. Came across it, had great reviews. I've never played the video game or anything, but the show is badass, and tonight is the last episode of season 1, so it's killing us because we really, really like this show. We love sci-fi things. If you haven't watched it, check it out. You might really enjoy it. But total macros on this meal, so 614 calories, 71 grams of protein, 59 grams of carbohydrate, and 10 grams of fat. If you're wondering, like, what am I looking over and reading, my coaching app, I can log my foods and macros on it. So I have them all logged. They don't really change much every day. I eat the same thing pretty much, but the numbers are kind of specific, so I don't remember them exactly. So that's why I tell you and why my numbers aren't even is because my foods are even. So I'm not going to weigh out 172 grams of chicken, so my protein number is perfectly even, 60 grams or whatever it may be. So anyway, I'm going to watch my show. All right, man, the Arcane season finale was awesome. Again, I'd highly recommend the show. Another one too, if you like stuff like that, was the Blue-Eyed Samurai. That was on Netflix as well. Both like really good series. This last meal I get into, this is meal 5. You've seen this one probably multiple times if you have been watching my channel. And it is my brownie cake that I do at the end of the night, which is, Renee has it posting on her YouTube, the actual recipe and making it. But it's 50 grams of oat powder, just oats put into the Ninja, some baking powder, 30 grams of brownie batter, Animal Way, and 30 grams of pumpkin, and 2 packets of stevia. Am I leaving something out? Sorry, the air fryer is going off. And, 8 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder, which, man, unsweetened cocoa powder, or just dark chocolate in general, one high in like flavanols, has a great health benefits. For one, it could improve the lipid profile, it could improve insulin resistance, increase nitric oxide bioavailability. So just everything you'd really want as a bodybuilder, lower inflammation, having like an amount of chocolate and not a bunch of like, a highly sweetened milk chocolate, but actual dark chocolate, preferably like 85% and greater cacao content, or if you need the calories to be low, just do like unsweetened cacao powder. Anyway, that's what makes up this brownie cake. Also, I do a Ninja Creamy. Been doing this for like a few years now, I think, which is 240 mils of unsweetened almond milk. Actually, I think we have cashew milk right now. And then this one has 25 grams of animal cookies and cream, protein powder, and 2 packets of stevia. Then also some butterscotch pudding, sugar-free pudding mix. And you only don't need much. It just makes it a little bit more creamy and gives a different flavor profile to it. Like 3 to 5 grams goes a long way with the stuff. So this meal, and 20 grams of peanut butter, the last thing. So this meal is 650 calories, 57 grams of protein, 58 grams of carbs, and 20 grams of fat, which brings the total for the day. Finally, the grand total is 4,018 calories, 348 grams of protein, 533 grams of carbs, and 54 grams of fat. So that is my training day diet. Off day diet, it is about 1,000 calorie drop on my non-train days, and mainly purely from carbohydrate. And again, the training session's that long, and what I find is that running that diet, relatively my weight would almost stay the same, if not increase, on the non-train days. So it's just kind of like right where I want it, and just a slight surplus. And then I've just matched what I need calorie-wise on the train day to make the same thing occur. So do I say you need over 1,000 calories on your train day versus your non-train day? No, it should be just catered to how much volume you're training with, your session duration time, if you're also doing cardio on that day, what your step count is, and with all those things factored, that's what mine turns out to be. And a bonus, you can see Renee and I are, we're gonna be total kids sometimes. So this is our gingerbread village that we made. We're not very good at it, but we're giving it a go. Next year we'll go big and try to make a gingerbread castle. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Let me know below, what is your favorite off-season meal? And not like an like cheat meal, fun stuff, like what the one you actually eat on the regular. Just give me some other ideas of things that I might want to incorporate. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.